room. Hang on just a little minute. We're just doing a few more little tech things, and then we're going to be ready to start our day. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Daily Antidote of Song. And let's see who's here today. I'm super excited for this Sunday. We're in the midst of December, and December is a time where we can celebrate wintry things and December holiday things and lots of other fun and amazing musical traditions that we're going to be touching on this month. Welcome everyone out there on Facebook Live. Can you all help me wave to Facebook Live? Today is, let's see where Carolyn is, day 973 in the Daily Antidote of Song. For anybody out there on Facebook who doesn't know, we're here every day at noon Eastern time with one sing-along song and sometimes two. Just come on any day. We're really super happy to have you joining us today. Thank you so much to everybody who's joined us in the room today. Also do want to shout out Carpe Diem Arts, the sponsor of this program, and the person who hires me, and Aaron Geyer, who's running the tech from Brooklyn today. Hi, Aaron. And today we are singing two songs with Fabrizzio Cammaratta, who is coming in from Sicily. Hello, Fabri. Can't wait to chat with you and have you singing. Hello to Deborah in Kentucky. Great to see you today. And Mabel and the Bears in Massachusetts. Hello. Hi to Kevin Ennis, who's also reminding me that it is day 973. Thank you, Kevin. Hello to Kevin in DC with his golden flute. We've got Kevin and Kevin next to each other. Annette in California, nice to see you. Hello to Willard, the curly top. I'm going to take a pause right here and tell everybody that they need to go to our StoryCorps community page and listen to the beautiful interview about the Daily Antidote of Song that Willard and his mother submitted. It is absolutely stunningly beautiful. Willard, thank you so much, and a big thank you to your mom. Hello, and thank you to Kathleen in Albuquerque. Nice to see you today. Hello to Storm coming in from Massachusetts with another beautiful hat. Hello to Carolyn, still in PJs in Boise. Yeah, love it. Very good. Have a good, slow morning over there. Hello to Kate in Charlottesville. Nice to see you today. Hello to Sheila in Florida. Susan in Ohio. Hello. Glad to see your smile. Hello to Aloysius in Massachusetts. Hello, Bronwyn in Victoria. Hello to Luda and Mark in Victoria. Nice to see both of you today. Lots of love to you and to the whole beautiful room. Everybody take a second just to give a little love to everybody in this room, please. Thank you so much, gang. Yep, there we go. That is a lot of love. Hello to Deli in Maryland. Great to see you today. Hello to Fred in Silver Spring. Nice to have you with us. Hi, Ann in Maryland. That's 3 Marylands in a row, by the way. Hello to Rick in Vancouver. I'm not sure if you're new to us today. We're glad to have you with us. Thanks for being here. Hello to Ruth in Birmingham, UK. Julie in Ontario. Carol in Connecticut. Hi, Bonnie in Idaho. Let's see who's on page 2 today. We have Martha in Oregon. Great to have you. Nice to see you again. And of course, to folks off camera, Lynn in Connecticut, Deborah in Georgia, and Laura in Vermont, Sandy in Western North Carolina, Ralph and Penny in Victoria, Linda Rose, I think Massachusetts, Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State. Let's all take a deep breath. It's such another gorgeous, amazing day of smiling faces here in the Daily Antidote of Song, and I'm so glad to see you all. Sort of doesn't feel like a day until I get to see all of you. I am going to call to the stage Fabrizzio Cammaratta, who is an amazing singer, songwriter, and musician coming in from Italy. We first met Fabri through the Archive Challenge Week at the Library of Congress. And we have since been so lucky as to have Fabri a lot of times in here. I should have counted. What do you think, Fabri? How many do you think?
Hello. I think it's been maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, that's what I think. So you know what? While you're playing, I'm going to actually check, and then I'm going to tell us for real when we come back. Can you tell us a little bit about the first song you're going to sing today and teach us whichever part we're singing?
Okay, this is a Rosa Balistreri song. Rosa Balistreri is like a folk singer from Sicily. Like her time is around the 60s and the 70s of the 20th century. And, you know, I like to think that she's something between a Bessie Smith and a John Baez Sicilian style, you know. So she had a really amazing life. Her life already seems like, you know, a novel or a movie. And this is a Christmas song she used to sing. She didn't actually write this one, but she used to sing it a lot because this is a folk song, a traditional song. It's called Sutta npedi. And basically, the setting is, nativity. So there's baby Jesus in the manger with Saint Joseph and Virgin Mary, and there's a chorus saying, "Please, all of you shepherds, please get up, don't sleep anymore. See that baby Jesus has just been born." So, and in Sicilian, it would be like this. E susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. You can sing along with me. E susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. And all the verses is actually just describing the scene and just calling all the people to go and pay homage to the newborn Jesus. Sutta npedi di nucidda c'è una naca, picciridda, ci si curca Bambino, San Giuseppi e San Iachinu, e susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. Sutta npedi di lumia c'è una fimmina cusia, e cusia nfasciaturi, nfasciari Signuri, e susi pasturi, non dormiri cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. Sutta npedi di cirasa, San Giuseppi fa la casa per lui, Signuri, senza petri ma con l'amore, e susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. E nasciu Bambineddu, senza un filo di capito, qualche filo canna via, come l'oro cista lucia, e susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù. E susi pasturi, non dormire cchiù, lo vidi che è nato Bambino Gesù.
Whew, thank you so much, Fabri. That was amazing and beautiful. And have you known that song for a really long time?
I remember that, but like only in this last few days, I just recalled it. So I didn't actually know it by heart. So I had to search for the lyrics and everything, and search for the story. It's one of those things that you have in your background, but you kind of take them for granted. I probably hadn't listened to it like for forever since I was 3, maybe. I don't know.
That's really fun. So, did you know it before this morning very well? Or was this morning you're sort of like really pulling it together? I love when people learn something specifically for, or, sort of relearn something specifically for here.
Absolutely.
So,
It's a great chance that you guys give me every time, actually, because most of the time I'm prompted to just search for new songs, which actually are usually old songs, and it's a very interesting thing because I don't usually do it like in my everyday life. So having this stimulus from you guys, it's always I feel very lucky for that as well to be featured in your in your project.
Wow, thank you. We feel so lucky to have you here in this project. I felt lucky this morning reading about Rosa Ballisteri because it and I did I say her name right? Ballisteri?
Yeah,
Ballisteri?
pretty good. Yeah.
Um, because there was something in the bio. We put the bio in the chat for you guys, and it's in the comments section on Facebook Live. About her being born. It said it was like Dickens' life, like that like lack of control over your life and being born both poor and a woman, so having so many odds stacked against you, but that she broke out of a cycle of poverty and intolerance and abuse, and so it's that sort of story of resilience and resistance that
Absolutely.
is so oftentimes tied to art too, right? Like, so she not only did those things in her actual life, she also did them through her art. And yeah, go say.
No, no, I mean, as I hear you talking about her, actually, I think her life is so can be such of an inspiration to a lot of women as well, because I mean, she was born in the 20s, so we're talking a century ago, and she emancipated herself from patriarchy and all those rules that used to be in the Sicily of the 20s, of the 30s, which I think it wouldn't be like so different that too different from today's Afghanistan. So it's a huge. I mean, she's probably like a great example for all the women today who are struggling with abuse and patriarchy related issues.
Yep. And I think it's amazing because sometimes we might look at places that are still struggling and feel like a sense of despair or like the problem is so big. And how can it possibly, both still be going on or be tackled? And then you see something like, her life and you say, oh, no, there really is such a thing as progress and change. And, it does actually shift even, everywhere in the world, there's room for shifting. And so it's inspiring. So I was actually thinking about the fact that you were going to be in here today, and I read an article this morning in the Post, and it was talking about sort of the benefits of multi-generational family living all in one home. And in the article, it was talking about how in some places in the U.S., a family that was called a single family dwelling, people were told they couldn't have their grandparents living in, or their parents, or right, like a single family meant you could only have, or you couldn't have somebody living with you if it was somebody that you weren't actually married with, or the kids of the, right, like all of these laws to try and define family basically as this very, very tiny little box. Always, of course, for economic improvements of people that aren't the people who the law is being, placed upon. And I was thinking about Italy because it's a place where that sense of multi-generational family and having the grandmother being a super active part in the day-to-day life of the kids. And like, so do you feel like in Sicily, do you see that a lot? Do you see families that stay living close together? The grandmother just lives down the street. There's a lot more. Is that still the case? I know it has been in
You'll
Italy.
see it. It's slightly fading, let's say, because it's transforming, of course. Because I mean, it's it's becoming more modern every in every aspect here as well. So, but yeah, I still see it. I mean, I still see that the grandparents are still like a huge presence in families, and I still know households where actually grandparents live in the same house. You know, they have a big house where like 8 or 9 people live, and there are like 3 generations living together. And I mean, I think it's a sweet thing, but I guess it's kind of fading as well. And I don't know what can you do about it. Like I've read an article once that said that uh, after all this and after all these economic crises where even social security and welfare will be at risk, maybe in some decades everything will go back to that kind of welfare, family welfare, where actually people will not be able to retire with what they've saved in during their lifetime, and so maybe the younger generation will have to take care of the grandparents, and maybe it will get back to this kind of tribal, small tribe uh, nucleus thing. But I don't know. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I can still see that too. Yeah.
Yes, in the article it said that they're doing all these studies, whatever. They think that kids that are raised in a family where there's multiple generations tend to have certain qualities that were all positive. And I mean, when you're a teenager, you might not really want to call it positive to have so many parents living in your home, but I thought it was a really beautiful thing that sort of to be celebrating that notion that the word family can be defined largely instead of tightly. And, we all know that in here, the word family can be defined very largely. And Fabri, did your grandmother ever live with you or did you ever have her close by, living close by?
Not really, because my parents are from a small town, and they moved to Palermo, which is the capital of Sicily, when in their 20s, 30s, 20s. And so, yeah, I mean, for me, being with my grandma was always meant to go somewhere else. But I used to spend a lot of time with her, like especially in summer when my mom was still studying. I have a really, really vague memory of that, because when I was maybe 4 or 5, my mom was still studying at the university. So she needed to have her time alone to do that, and she used to just drop me at my nonna for a couple months, and she just would just show up in the weekends. So yeah, I mean, I can say that I've lived with my grandma.
Yeah, that's totally beautiful. I don't know, anybody else in the room having any sort of memories of having their grandparents around or having them living with them? I know that my grandparents lived an hour away from us in New Jersey, but one year while they were waiting for their retirement house, village house to be built, they lived like down the street from us. And I was in eighth grade, which is not the year you necessarily think a kid. And I have always pointed to that year as being the best year of my life. They were at our house every day when I came home from school, and it was so special and so amazing. And Fabri, I know you lost your grandma last year, so I'm super excited that you're bringing us another song, and I'm wondering if we can sing it out to your grandma.
Absolutely, with pleasure. And some of you might still remember this song because I sang it last year. It's Tu Scendi Dalle Stelle. It's like the most Christmassy song um, um, in Italy. And it's a very old song, actually. I think that its origins can be traced back to 17th to the 18th century. Um, but yeah, this is a song that everybody knows, and the chorus is pretty plain and simple. I'm gonna sing it once for you guys. Tu scendi dalle stelle, o Re del Cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo e al gelo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo e al gelo. So we're gonna repeat this chorus after each verse, and here we go. Tu scendi dalle stelle, o Re del Cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo al cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo al cielo. Oh bambino mio divino, io ti vedo qui a tremare. Oh Dio beato, ai quanto ti costò l'avermi amato, ai quanto ti costò l'avermi amato. Ai quanto ti costò l'avermi amato, ai quanto ti costò l'avermi amato. Tu scendi dalle stelle, o Re del Cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo del cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo del cielo. Tu scendi dalle stelle, o Re del Cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo del cielo, e vieni in una grotta al freddo del cielo.
Oh, Fabri, thank you so much. I am so in love with that song. And that is to your grandma and to our grandmas and to grandmas everywhere. Thank you, Fabri, for bringing that. So, it's a sort of a trick question because I looked it up and you have sung with us. Today makes 14 times that you have sung with us, which is incredible. And so 14 times does not mean 14 songs. Can you guess how many actual songs?
Wow. Okay. I think it's gonna be like 10.
It's going to be like 10 or 11, right? Because I've made you sing this song every year at the holidays. So
Exactly. That's
thank
what I was
you so
thinking.
much, Fabri. I love it. Um, let's all give Fabri a big, huge thank you for two beautiful songs. And I have to say, when we were singing Tu Scendi, which I asked for in love and would never, ever live without in the holiday season, I had this sort of like moment of remorse because I want to sing the other one again. We only just learned it, right? And then I remembered the fabulous thing, which is that we are recording this out there on Facebook Live. So anybody who wants to sing that first song again, which was tremendous and beautiful, go ahead and click on our link, as soon as we leave the room and sing along again, because it really was spectacular. And I can't wait to do that. Fabri, anything else you want to say before we say our goodbyes?
Just that it's always a big pleasure to see all you guys and to see this crowd here. Um, uh, I'm never gonna have enough, you know. So uh, I'm in the team, and I have some good news for myself because I'm working on a new album now. It's getting there, and I'm gonna be on tour again starting from spring in Europe. And there's a slight chance that I might come to the States in May in the New York area. If that happens, I might try to just swing by Washington DC just to say hi. And yeah, it's
I
okay. It's
think
good.
I think if you get here, Fabry, Washington, D.C. might come to New York just to make your life easier because there's no way you're going to be on the East Coast and I'm not going to find you. So beautiful. I'm glad to hear that you're on tour for the folks who are in Europe. That's good news for you. And we'll keep our fingers crossed for some tour dates here. Links to all of that is in the chat. And I do want to make one more announcement before we leave today, which is that today you're all going to be receiving an email in your mailboxes with our daily Santidote gift exchange program like we did last year, where we'll mix all your names up. Anybody who wants to participate, we'll mix your names up. You can send a gift to somebody somewhere else in some other state or in the world. And you'll get one also from someone secretive. So anybody who's interested in that, both in this room and on Facebook Live, we're going to say our goodbyes. Then we're going to give a quick sort of line it out and explain it once more. And then the links will go out in the e-news today. So anybody who's interested and anybody who's not on the e-news, all you need to do is sign up for our email list, which is on our homepage in the Daily Antidote of Song, Carpe Diem Arts. And so that's it. Super excited to be doing this gift giving thing again. It was so much fun last year. And we're calling it the Daily Santidote Care Mail program. So if you're Santa inclined, there's your Santa part. And if you have celebrate other holidays, care mail is sort of like the way of saying that we're all sending each other care in the mail. So December is a time of giving, and even no matter what you celebrate, we can all celebrate each other in here with the beauty of this program. So everybody, let's say goodbye to Facebook Live. Facebook Live, we're not actually going to let you go. We're going to stick you in the room until we explain the program, but we'll say goodbye to everybody in the room for the folks who have to drop. So Fabri, thank you so much again. Great to see you. Lots of love, and can't wait to hear updates on your tours. Bye, Fabri. And thank you. And goodbye to Deborah in Kentucky and Mabel in Mass and the Bears, of course, Kevin in New Hampshire, Annette in California, Carolyn in Boise, Idaho, Sheila in Florida, Susan in Ohio, Luda and Mark in Victoria, Deli in Maryland, Fred in Maryland, Ann in Maryland. That's so much fun. I'm going to do that again. Deli in Maryland, Fred in Maryland, Ann in Maryland. Rick in Vancouver, Ruth in Birmingham, Martha in Oregon, Nancy's Irish Cow in Washington State, Storm in Mass, Caroline in Maryland. Caroline, you're out of sequence. I'm not sure what you're doing over there. Bonnie in Idaho, Hoda in BC. Lots of love, Hoda. Stephen, Michelle in Silver Spring, also out of sequence. We need to get all our Marylands to tag in together. Hello, Jamie in Victoria and all our Victorias. Kathleen in Albuquerque. Kathleen, you're a standalone. There's not anyone else in here from Albuquerque. Aaron in Brooklyn, and thank you for running the tech today, Aaron. Kate in Charlottesville, and Julie in Ontario. Amanda in Miles, that's a hello and a goodbye, because we didn't see you on the front end. Glad you're here. Dawn in the Curly Tops, also a hello and a goodbye. And another shout out to everybody to go to our StoryCorps community page on the StoryCorps website. Put the daily antidote of song in, and 2 interviews will pop up. One that I have listened to, which is Willard and his mama, and one which I'm still going to listen to, which is Bonnie and her mama. And I got to say, just listening to Willard's last night, I had to rewind it and listen again and again and again to little pieces of it. When they got off on hubby, or when they got off on Arne, or when they got off on Kathy B, like, it was just so tremendous. And a really cute little piece where they talked about me, which I really loved. So please go ahead and listen. And if you haven't already become a member of the page, please do that. We're going to continue to collect stories in our 1,000-day celebration and forward from there. Ralph in Victoria and Penny, hello and goodbye and goodbye. Carol in Connecticut, and folks with cameras off, Kevin in DC, Aloysius, Lynn in Connecticut, Laura in Vermont, Jane and Amos. Thank you all so much for being here. Anyone who has to drop, this is an extra goodbye for you. And now we'll just cover a couple quick things. One, I'll tell you a little funny story, which is that I was emailing back and forth with Diane last night about the gift giving program. And I said to her, she said, maybe you want to change it. You wrote it as 1,000-day parties, and maybe it sounds like you're having 1,000 days of parties. And I said, oh, yeah, that's a very good point. I guess we should change it. And I wrote to her, or I meant to write to her, every time I say that January 1, 2023 is going to be the first day of our next 1,000 days, it's a little intimidating, eh? Like, it's a little bit like, wow, only I mistyped and I wrote the first day of our next 1,000 years. Thank you very much. The Daily Antidote in its 1,000th year, right? Okay, yeah. So we got to make that work. Let's all stick around for that. All right, never mind. Okay, gift giving, and this is for everybody out on Facebook Live. And Fabri, if you need to drop, you're welcome to. And if you're interested in joining our gift giving program, we are going to be super excited to have you in it. So the e-news will go out today. We'll have a link for signing up for the gift exchange, which is a sort of a casual way of talking about it, a care exchange. And last year we called it the Daily Friendadote, I think, program, secret Friendadote. So secret is key. This is one of the things a lot of people forgot last year. Don't sign your card, because then your person knows who you were. So don't write your name, and use as your return address Carpe Diem Arts address. We'll be able to therefore find anything that gets lost in the way. Nothing like that happened last year, thankfully. And for anybody who doesn't know or understand, if you sign up for our e-news today online, Carpe Diem Arts Daily Antidote of Song, you'll get the link and the instructions. We'll be putting it in every day from now until the day of the deadline, which is something like the 11th for signing up. And then you're going to have like 10 days to get your gift, mail your gift, whatever. During our December 31 parties, and it is multiple parties on December 31, when we're celebrating 1,000 days, we'll have the first round of people holding up the gifts that they got and finding out who sent it to them. Anybody who doesn't have their gift by then, we'll do it again in January. So don't worry, you won't be left out. That is the only other message I can think of, other than please, of course, donate please, to keep our program going. I know lots of folks are sending donations in, super appreciated. All of you out on Facebook Live, you can donate too. We are trying to fill a gap of thousands of dollars to try to keep us going. So the more people can do, we're writing grants, we're doing what we can over here. The more you can give, thank you so much. And for folks who can't give, thank you so much for being here and giving us your smile every day. So I think that's it. Let's all wave goodbye to Facebook Live again. Bye, Facebook. If you have questions, you can drop in here in the room because we're going to sit in here for a second and you're welcome to join us. Thank you. Goodbye.